Lexicon, how to play. Master Lexicon. The object of the game is to get rid of all your cards as quickly as possible. Each player is dealt 10 cards. The remaining cards stay face down in a pile. The first card is taken and placed face up to the left of the pile. Each player looks at their hand and must choose 4 options. Number 1. Form one complete word and place it face down on the table. Discard one of their cards and take either the face-up card from the table or the face-down from the pile. You must discard before taking, and the discarded card replaces the face-up card on the table. Number 3. Attack a word on the table by inserting a letter or letters that can change it. The order of the letters must not be changed and the word cannot be reversed, but new letters can be added to either side or inserted. The player can take a card out of his own hand and swap it for a letter or letters in a word from the table, but the word must remain complete. You must complete one of these options you cannot pass. The Master card can represent any letter and can be played at any time, but once on the table, it must remain as the same letter. Any word can be challenged if a player thinks it's misspelt or unreal, and if they get it right, they get an extra 10 points. Lexicon crisscross. Any number of players can play. The object of the game is to build up words of as many letters as possible in a crossword grid. Each player must draw on paper a grid of 25 squares. Shuffle the deck, and then one player must write the first letter in any one of the empty spaces on their grid. Play continues until 25 cards have been turned and 25 squares filled. The positions of the letters cannot change. You get more points the longer the word is. The Master card can represent any card. Lexicon riddance. This game is for 2 to 4 players. The object of the game is to be the first to get rid of all your cards in each round and eventually be the only player left in the game. 7 cards are dealt to each player. The remaining cards are placed face down next to the dealer. The top card is taken and placed face up to the left of the pile. Then a second card is taken and placed up to the centre of the table. The next player must also place 2 or more cards to continue building a card. If a player can form a whole word using any of the cards in their hand and those on the table, the cards used are gathered together and placed under the draw pile. Used face-up cards are then replaced. If a player cannot form a word, then they must exchange one of their cards for either the face-up cards or the top card of the draw pile. They must discard before taking, and this forms their turn. Play continues with players either forming words or exchanging cards until one player runs out of cards. To score the game, players add the values of their remaining cards together and enter as round 1 on the scorepad. The first player to reach 100 has to retire from the game and the others continue until only one player remains. The winner!